I think we should do this morning zoo style.
All right.
Stop
With like a
videotaping me,
fart
Sicardo.
machine?
Yeah, no, we're just like, I think we should do calls from writers who aren't here.
But we have to introduce ourselves.
We have to introduce
first.
ourselves.
Do we have nicknames?
Let's all nickname ourselves.
All
I'm
right.
Ben Wexy Wexler. I came up with that by taking the first syllable of my last name and putting an E on it.
And everyone calls him Wexy also.
That's Hunter Covington.
He is supposed to be at Always Sunny right now and lied to his bosses.
Well, my name's Hunter the Liar
that-
Covington.
This is like a Ferris Bueller moment. If they see you on this,
Oh man, they're gonna go nuts retroactively.
He's at Wrigley Field right now.
we're not live right now, so we can swear.
This
Okay.
is
We can swear.
Maggie the Token Bander. I'm here to say, yeah, that rape joke's funny, guys.
Aw.
Yeah.
It was a funny rape joke, to be fair, though.
Yeah. That's Larry Bassalon.
Yep.
Was there an actual rape
Big-
joke
big
and I missed
lar.
it?
Nickname
this
Steve.
episode.
Okay, thank God.
This is Tim Sicardo. You
It's
guys
what's
call me
really
the
been
Scoop.
missing.
I don't know why I'm the Scoop, but I'm the Scoop.
He is
He's
the
going to
scoop.
do traffic on the ones. We're pretty excited
On
about
the
that.
every- on the
On
every 1
ones.
minute.
Tim Sicardo with traffic on the ones, and that's it. We'll probably
it.
be hearing from anyone.
Perhaps-
I don't want an introduction.
Anyone who wants to come in?
Oh, sorry, Adam
And that's
Goldberg.
Adam, not that
doesn't.
Goldberg.
He doesn't
Not
want
that
an
Cobra.
introduction.
You can call me
He's the
Cobra.
Cobra Snake because he's venomous.
I like the radio station that does traffic on the ones. Like they just do traffic all the time. They talk for like 5 seconds and it's time to do traffic again.
Not on the ones and twos. On the
On the 1s, 2s, and 3s. This is a song which the writers don't necessarily know the lyrics to. And there was a huge debate this year.
Cobes,
About
what's
the
your
actual lyrics.
what's your
Reasons I
favorite DVD commentary ever?
Favorite DVD commentary?
Maggie Bander's version of that song, by the way, available on iTunes. We're pretty excited about that.
So we talk about this in a different commentary, but Dr. Kadan went to grad school with Joel, and Moses Port was his camp counselor.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
True story.
And
And he's
named
hilarious.
after my cardiologist. Also a true story.
Yes.
and
That I
seems
have
to
a
have
cardiologist.
The guy who saved
And-
your life?
The guy who
Was
he
your
didn't-
was your cardiologist also your camp counselor?
he's campy, but he was not a counselor.
A campy
Of
counselor, if you will.
Yeah.
Also, in the other episode,
Loves
Dr.
musicals.
Kadan seems to have an underground lair.
Yes.
Well, most doctors do,
Mm-hmm.
and beakers. Have you done yours yet, Hunter?
Yes.
You have.
I've done 4 in a row. I basically won't
serious?
leave
Yep.
the room. I'm not even joking.
That's why you're more bleary-eyed than normal.
There's conversations out there about how they can remove him from the room. There's
He did a couple
trank
happy
darts.
endings.
Yeah. Have you gotten a hold of any gaffer's tape while you've been here?
Oh,
Hunter?
man. I kind of quit the gaffer's tape, but now that you reminded me.
We should
You
tell
gotta
the,
go cold turkey on
we should
that
tell the
stuff.
folks at home about the gaffer's tape. The long month of gaffer's tape that we spent.
Just
You know,
created
Yeah.
a lot of balls
We
with
just
gaffer's
sent-
tape.
With-
We
Right.
sent Briggs, our PA,
Mhm.
out to get gaffer's tape, and he came back with 9
So
different
much
colors.
gaffer's tape. It's a brightly colored tape, and we just sort of amused ourselves in
It's
the writer's
enjoyable.
room.
It's like cloth.
The room obsessions this year, it started with magnets.
Right.
There was a whole bunch of different magnets that we'd play with.
How
when
did
we
they
were
work?
writing.
Does anyone know?
No one knows.
You
By
can't
the way,
sing, dude. You can't sing.
Gracio got those ones that were so strong that when you held them together, they shattered when they hit
And
together.
then there was a couple injuries. A couple people were
I
drew
was
blood
bleeding.
from the magnets.
Yep.
I told him, I said, these magnets are so powerful that if I play with them, I will get hurt. And within 30 seconds, I was bleeding.
That's the
And then
power.
there
of
was-
the
That's the
magnet.
power
there
of
was
the
You-
magnet.
slime.
it made things come true. That's how powerful a magnet.
There was slime, and then
Yeah.
it got all over my shirt. And
Oh,
I didn't
well,
know.
That was
and
like
I-
a silly putty. It
was
wasn't
like a putty
slime.
that
Yeah.
got
well,
on my shirt.
there was a couch that we
And you
could
ruined
never
the
sit in
couch,
again
yeah.
because
I ruined a
Ruined
couch.
an entire
Adam
couch.
Goldberg had oozed.
There was a piece of paper just taped to a
An
couch.
8.5 by 11 piece of paper duct taped to a couch back for
Right.
2/3 of the season.
I bet
That's
it's.
reupholstering.
I'd
Because
wager to
Goldberg-
bet that it's still there.
Yeah, no, there's no question.
That is a fancy couch.
The good folks at Paramount.
That was my one contribution to the show.
Should we-
ruining a couch.
I don't
Should
know.
we
I
talk
don't know if
about the
that's true.
tomatoes?
Oh yeah, tomatoes made out of toxic waste.
It's almost too sad. These tomatoes.
You should call Gene.
they're
They-
like
oh, yeah.
Call
squishy.
Gene about the
test-
tomatoes.
I'll get Gene on the phone.
We're going to try to do a phone in. I don't know if this is going to work.
It won't work. Okay, here he goes.
Well, the tomatoes were like basically like stress toys, like you squeeze them, but they were really sticky and gross.
And they smelled faintly of gasoline? Of
Yeah,
some
they had the
flammable-
consistency when two of them together. It was definitely a scrotum-like.
Mm-hmm.
In a good
Uh,
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a
I mean,
great
that's
way.
obviously a compliment.
Yeah.
And we got them as like a congratulations for.
It was like welcome to Paramount.
Paramount.
Yeah.
Paramount
For,
gave us.
it was for renting Paramount.
yeah,
It
their
was-
gift was like
Congratulations, nutsack
stress ball
tomatoes.
tomatoes.
Yep.
And
It was
we-
like a box of stuff so that if we come back next year, we'll be like, oh man, they did give us those things. We got to go back.
We did get that ruler.
Like we have any power.
And how
These
long did they
decisions.
stay
Well, who-
stuck to
who-
the
Oh
ceiling?
yes, we threw them up on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Who threw them? Do you remember? Was it?
I can't remember who threw them. I know that I'm the one who shot the Nerf dart gun at one of them and hit it
Mhm.
from
It was like William
Yeah.
Tell.
from like 30 feet. I mean, it was a high ceiling and it was across the room. And then the Nerf dart stayed on the tomato for days, if not weeks.
Mhm.
So for everyone who hasn't stopped watching and listening already,
Yeah.
we basically threw these sticky tomatoes to the ceiling, and they stuck to the ceiling for several weeks. Like one was up there for months, right?
Months.
I think I might have thrown one of them, and I think somebody else threw the other, and then one of them fell, and our PA came in one day and found it, and panicked and threw it back up on the ceiling.
Yeah. Well, this is a new development. I hadn't heard that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Briggs cheated on one of them.
Briggs cheated because he didn't understand that we were waiting for them to fall down. But then one was there for
In his defense, though, he's a terrible guy.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
he's a
Just an
Complete
awful.
responsible
asshole.
for most of the low points of the season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he brought us lunch sometimes minutes late.
yeah.
I mean, it was a
He-
terrible
How are we?
existence.
We're working so hard, as you can tell by this story. And
Yeah.
how are we supposed to keep our
Yeah.
strength up?
I mean, we
Yeah.
have tomatoes, we have
Magnets.
magnets, we have
Yeah.
goop.
I feel like this commentary is akin to listening to someone talk about their dreams.
Oh yes, this is the darkest
Just-
commentary.
There's no point to it. Just miserable.
I would love to do a separate commentary track on the commentary.
Oh man,
That would be
well,
great.
let's see if we can make.
I'll
that
start
happen.
doing it right now. So
I-
Wexler that day was kind of in an awesome mood, and he was just like, "Let's be weird. Let's try to call Gene. It won't go through."
Hey, look, there's titles. I haven't seen any of this, so this is that seems.
Ben,
funny.
what did you do? Why did you ruin this show?
They're
What's
going to
happening?
sell sandwiches, right? Aren't they? Troy and Abed selling
sandwich
sandwiches.
bee story.
We had a sandwich bee story that got cut out.
Guys, I have a really special guest on the line. It's Gene Hung calling from. Gene, where are you calling from?
Calling from Los Angeles, California. How you doing?
Yeah, Gene.
Gene.
Can you guys hear that?
I can hear
yeah,
it.
they can
We
hear
got the
it.
thumbs
It's in
up.
my
Oh,
head.
this is great. You're in Los Angeles. Could you narrow it down for us, Gene?
I am in the editing bay at Paramount Studios editing 413, the puppet edit.
So
Yeah.
exciting.
Ooh,
Right now on our commentary track, Chevy's getting
In
electrocuted.
fairness, this is a good bit. This is a pretty good bit.
This is fun, right?
I saw
Yeah.
somebody online like this picture like is in a promo for like half a second. And they're like, well, "That's how they get rid of him. They electrocute him." to death."
Gene, can you hear us?
That would have been an all right idea.
I can hear you.
Okay. So you're in the editing bay doing the Muppets episode. How's the weather on that part of town? In that part of town, we're doing traffic and weather on the ones.
Oh, it's great. It is great. My belly is full. I just had an all about the sandwich.
So, Gene, is there anything else you want to? I know you can't see the track, but do you want to make any comments on? We haven't done any commentary yet on episode 402. Do you want to make any commentary? That's a good point.
Who came up with the quadrant? I'm just curious.
That was me.
That entertained me.
I'm
When I
glad.
watched
I'm
it.
glad you like that. That's nice. All right, Gene, go back to editing.
It's
You're,
like a
you're
trident.
doing God's work back there.
Oh yeah.
There's 4.
Folk-
Instead of 3.
I'll talk to you later.
When you see the Muppet episode, you guys, it's going to be amazing. It's really funny. Bye, Gene.
Bye.
That was very successful.
I thought
Yeah.
that
I
went great.
feel- yeah.
Do they do Emmys for
They do now.
commentary recording?
To be honest,
if they
Gene
did,
has
they're
been the
gonna
most
stop
on
after this
point of
one.
anyone.
It's true.
Gene was so furious that he couldn't talk about the episode. And we were just being jerks about it. Like, it was very clear.
He's always furious.
Oh, one more writer's room try I just remembered. In between Goop and Gaffer's Tape was Dark Guns.
Yeah.
Dark Guns.
Oh, yeah.
Several,
I think Dark Guns had the longest through
That's
line.
wherever Garasio goes, I feel like Dark Guns go.
Yeah.
Which is part of why hitting the tomato with the dart gun was kind of one of those great confluences.
marriage of
yeah,
worlds, yeah.
it was a very Reese's like peanut butter chocolate like combination of
Yeah.
our two things.
And then Gans made that snake out of that origami
Oh, yeah.
snake.
Out of
Oh,
Gaffer's
yeah.
Out of
It was
Gaffer's Tape,
essentially
yeah.
a whip that
Yeah.
Well,
was
Garasio.
taken by David for his personal use.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest. He would whip himself in the leg for some weird pleasure.
She was amazing at origami, though. I guess that's probably been discussed in various
Sure.
communities.
I mean, I've read the
There's,
book.
there's, a
Have you
couple,
read the book?
there's been a couple Reddit AMAs about that.
I mean, really
She may have
kind
mentioned
of
it.
crazily good at origami.
So did they start selling sandwiches yet, or
That got cut, Adam, after the table read, I
Good.
believe.
Yeah, there was a sandwich. Oh, yeah, that's
Do
about
we
the
have-
episode.
do we have
That's about the
puns?
episode.
Do we have the sandwich puns?
Well,
There-
I don't
there's-
think there were puns in the sandwich. There used to be a B story in this episode, which was Troy and Abed get involved in Shirley sandwiches, and they start making sandwiches that are. I probably shouldn't go too far into talking about it because I'm sure it'll be a B story next year. But they they get better at coming up with sandwiches than Shirley does, and she has to shut it down.
right?
And we,
El Diablo, is that one of them?
yeah, there was something about the devil.
There was
and
a
she
pun.
was-
There was a
There's
pun.
a
There's a huge
bacon,
cake.
There's a cake,
bacon
German chocolate
thing.
cake.
I was there when we thought of the giant novelty cake. We were like, this will never see the light of day. Let's just put it in there.
And believe
then-
me, people tried.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
wait.
remember
But
saying that it doesn't work if there's not a cake, and kind of being serious about it. So
Oh no, I was with you on that. There was definitely there needed to be a huge. Cake
Was it
in the scene.
actual cake? Or was it?
There was some delicious real frosting on the outside,
Well,
and
it's a weird film thing where like chocolate cake doesn't read as chocolate cake on screen, so I think it was more like it was
Shit.
actually a lemon
Lots
cake.
of shit.
I thought you were going shit. I thought you were going the help shit cake.
What joke are we missing in the
I'm not-
scene, Ben Wexler?
Yeah, there. Well, I can't remember if it wound up in or not. He says this enormous German chocolate cake, or as we call it, cake, and I think that joke got cut, which is
Yep.
that's a great joke.
which is really sad.
Now they thought of the plan like it seemed like 20 minutes before this. So did they just have a giant cake?
Well,
just sitting around?
Shirley, as you
Shirley's baking.
remember,
Okay.
is
Yeah,
a very good baker.
Okay,
Gosh.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Well,
Gosh,
she has that
Goldberg.
giant oven that we set up in episode 227.
The oven, or as we call it, a factory that makes something.
Aw,
There's those showers
But-
from the PE episode also.
yeah.
Who here didn't know how to spell dirndl before this episode?
Oh,
Still don't.
I
Looked it up.
totally did.
Still doesn't.
There's
I-
not an E where you think
I
there
am-
ought to be one.
Yes.
I am able to do some German translation for anyone here, as someone who took German. Ben Wexler ist sehr lustig und Hunter Covington ist groß wie ein Bar.
That's totally true. Whatever
Wow.
she said.
You know, this is the first time it's felt uncomfortable. Don't you think?
No.
German.
No. I think
German
it's been
smack
uncomfortable
talk.
most
It's
of the time.
all sexy.
Man. Oh,
Got to
Until they
push
start
through it,
speaking
guys. We
German.
just got to
Yeah.
push through it.
No, this is a morning zoo, so we gotta do it.
I've never noticed there was a picture of the one guy holding the balloons.
Yes.
I want that framed.
The 99
Yeah.
Luft
He looks
balloons.
so-
There must be nearly 100.
Which
He
actually,
looks so happy.
if you that is actually a continuity impossibility in this. If you go back, if you rewind on the DVD now, you'll see they couldn't have possibly gotten that angle for that snapshot of the guy holding the balloon. So that's a little like.
So rather quick to happen.
Let me
as
take
well.
care of that for those of you,
You
who
have
are going
no
to write
problem
in.
with the giant cake.
Stop
Just
your
appearing
limit.
out of
No,
nowhere.
no, absolutely. Once again, Shirley is a fine
A lot
baker.
of plot holes. A lot of plot holes. That's all I'm
No,
saying.
that's the only one.
Quick rule for those playing at home: everyone in the room, someone says a movie, and everyone in the room has to have seen it. You raise your hand if you haven't, or
If you haven't.
If you haven't.
If you
So
haven't,
the
yeah.
goal is that you want no hands raised.
You want to
So
try to go as
And we
long
have
as
to
you
stop.
can. Our
So-
record was like 28 or something.
something with like a
Yeah,
room of like 12
maybe 30.
people.
Yeah.
And I hate comedy, so that messed it up a lot.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't pitch a Will Ferrell
And
movie.
Gans hasn't seen a lot of seminal comedies as well.
But
Mhm.
she
But it's
saw. She made it. It forced her to watch Goonies. I
That's
think.
Gene
true.
Hong has not seen the Godfather movies. I remember that.
Right.
So it's a
something-
good thing he's not here.
Yeah.
Horacio watched Pirates of the Caribbean just for the game,
Yep.
Right.
which was pretty great.
But it's a totally collaborative game. Everybody is incentived to all find a movie that everybody's seen,
Find a lowest
which means
common
it's
denominator.
kind of the most collaborative thing we did all year.
Probably.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
more so
Yes,
than
I agree.
most
The
of the
other stuff-
episodes.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
the
we
only
didn't
time
really-
we were all pulling in the same
It's the only
direction.
time we all wanted to succeed together.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know that I wrote my episode by myself, and no one helped me.
There
It
it was
was
weird.
no
You
I
were,
in Hunter
we could
Covington.
we'd hear you typing behind the door, and we would knock. We'd say, "Hunter, Hunter, we
Yeah.
have jokes."
And I
We'd
said,
love
not
to
now.
help.
I've got it.
No, it's perfect. You can't improve on perfection. But enough about Hunter's episode. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We should totally talk about your episode.
No, we should talk about yours. I already talked about mine.
Jim Rash, by
Ad
the way,
nauseam.
spectacular gams. The getaway sticks on that
Yeah,
guy
great gams.
Mhm.
Completely ripped
are
all
unbelievable. He is so ripped.
over. You would not expect it.
I think I had that cardigan
hate
that
watching
Chang's
the
wearing in high
episodes.
school.
You have that cardigan on right now.
I'm just kind of enjoying
true.
it. I've
Are you? This is the first time you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
More or less.
Ish.
More
Yeah.
or less.
Do you need me to explain who any of the characters are?
Guys, what are they eating
They're,
right
they're
there?
eating the huge cake.
All right.
What always
The enormous
amazes me is
German
just
chocolate cake,
how
or as
far
I call
these
it,
cuts
cake.
come along. Like when you watch it in the beginning, on any show,
Mhm.
you watch it in the beginning, you're like, oh, we have no episode. We
Oh,
just,
every time you see a first cut, it's like
Yeah.
we broke the show.
yeah, let's
is
just throw it
really-
away.
Yeah, and no matter how much you mentally prepare yourself for that, it's still just like a gut punch when you see how shitty your first cut is.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, mine was
Oh,
great.
Hunter
from
cut
the-
his own
from the
episode.
I
get-go.
cut my own episode. It was great.
There's the quadrant.
Yeah,
There it
There's
is.
the quadrant.
I love that.
That was
There's
that was
four
a
of them.
replacement for something else, but I can't remember what it was a replacement for.
Yeah.
There was like a much longer bit, and we had to have a short something there, and
Sure.
there was, and thus the quadrant. But I can't remember. And then there was some question as to whether the tag, which I don't want to blow it for people, but
Yeah,
Carl,
You probably don't
People
know
are
the
definitely
tag.
watching this first. and then-
Spoiler alert.
he gives him the quadrant,
Huh.
and it's a very sweet moment. But we weren't sure if it was going to be that or something else
Right.
with just Troy and Abed. So
Really
So
hanging
the-
a lot on that quadrant.
the quadrant
That
is
version.
probably the star of the show, and I'm saying this while Malcolm McDowell's on screen.
So when you shot the pilot for Quadrant this year for NBC,
It's a
how did it
spin-off.
go?
Well, that would probably get on. That would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they wanted a hook. They're like, the quadrant, you should be blind, or you should like have like a non-quadrant partner, and they bicker.
It's a two-hander,
Yeah.
oddly, because it's a four-pronged.
Yes.
Now Cobes is just watching the episode.
am.
You're just watching
I'm
the
just
episode.
enjoying it.
I like that
It's so
that
weird.
joke where Pierce is just mad that people don't consider him as the possible Hitler of the
Yes.
group.
Oh, sure.
That is a great joke.
That's a good joke.
That was another one that
See, you
I
got
think
one,
somebody
Ben.
but I think that was somebody wanted to cut that one too.
Yeah, no,
We pulled
that's
back on we're the Nazis and changed it to we're the Germans. and
Yep.
Yeah.
There was some softening of the episode that
Yeah.
we could have
From,
gone
from
for.
one terrible color green to another terrible
Yeah,
color
right.
green in the painting scene.
But like, there's almost no reason to do this episode if you're not going to have Pierce
Call himself,
complain
right.
that
Yes.
he's not the Hitler of the group.
Agreed.
or the series, frankly.
We kind of just work backwards from Pierce being Hitler.
Yeah.
How can we just
Or just or being mad that he's not Hitler, which is I think more.
Is it weird that we didn't play the movie game?
Oh, I think the movie game would be tough to play during the commentary track because there's hand raising involved.
well, we
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
we
And
would
you
just
would
have
have
to
to-
stop and
So
yell
we should
at
shoot
whoever.
something. You're saying we should shoot something?
Are they not? They can see us right now,
They're
right?
not, they're not recording
We
this
have like
at
a
all.
minute and a half to play the movie game.
There's like a picture-in-picture.
No, there's no way we'd make it through a whole
Back to the
round
Future.
of-
Back to the Future.
Okay, Back to the
We've all
Future.
seen it. We've
Seen it.
all
No
seen
hands
it.
raised.
Okay.
Back to the Future 2.
What do that?
Forrest Gump.
Jurassic Park.
Godfather.
Star Wars.
I haven't seen Godfather.
What?
We lost the movie games.
That
You're
was
the worst.
That was
I
not
thought you
set
were the
up. That was
worst.
not set up.
There's the Quadrant, and that actor's name is Alex Schemmer. Very nice guy. Has a pilot getting made at
Yeah?
NBC this year.
Good for him.
Very sweet guy.
Oh, that's that guy.
Yeah.
Everyone, Tim's credit is coming up.
Oh
Just
yeah,
wait.
hold on. Keep
Just
waiting.
wait for it. He's a writer on the show. He'll
Can
be
we-
credited.
can we
This
clap?
old mind's coming
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
We'll
and-
clap. We'll clap big when it comes
Here
up.
it comes.
Okay, well, they're giving the.
We're gonna
hold
clap.
on.
We're gonna blow out these mics when
They're
it comes
giving the
up.
dog trainee a credit. So
Oh,
let's see what
yeah.
Tim's
Wait,
is.
Leeman, best boy.
Best boy.
Okay, best
Okay,
boy.
He's
Here
right
comes-
after. He should be right after
The
post
credits
coordinator.
themselves
Here
are now
comes-
getting
here comes.
credits.
Doug Mountain.
here
Okay,
comes
credits,
James
credits.
Ricardo. It's
Cast
with
of
two
Thousands.
C's.
Howie
Look for
got
two
one.
C's.
We did it.